Welcome everyone to the UCAR Market Minute. I am LeVar Harris, your association executive here at Upper Cumberland Association of Realtors, and I am delighted, pleased, and joyed to be joined here today by none other than a UCAR member and a powerhouse in the industry. This is Ms. Catherine Dunn. I know I'm not going to hit everything, so I'm going to hit a few of her highlights from her bio, and then we'll let her take it from there. So we are honored to be joined by a broker at Highlands Elite.
Yes.
A county commissioner.
Yes.
Extremely active in both NAR and Tennessee Realtors.
Correct.
Active on the Women's Council. And you correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe we have the only three-time UCAR president right here before us.
Yes, I guess that is correct.
I'm honored to have Kathy Dunn here. Kathy, you want to give us a little bit about your background and how you got into the industry?
Sure. So started way back in 1995. We had two young boys. They were 1 and 5, and I just knew that I didn't want to miss out on anything with them. And my husband and I have been talking about it for a long time, and so just finally made the leap and decided to go ahead and get my real estate license, and it was the best decision ever.
So we're here just over 30 years in the game?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your journey. So that's how you got into it. I'm sure you started as an agent at a brokerage, and you're now at the level that you are. Walk us through that.
Yes, I started as an affiliate broker like we all do. One of my best friends that I met when I first got in real estate was Susan Wells. She encouraged me to start getting involved in association and serving on committees and things. Next thing I know, they're sending me to Washington, D.C. to help find an MLS, a Windows-based MLS, because we had an MS-DOS-based MLS at the time. And the big, thick books were our MLS back in the day. And so I got involved early on and don't regret it, and just continued my service, and then started, I think it was around 2000. It might have been 98. Anyway, when I went to my first conference, it was in Tunica, Mississippi. And the reason I went was Pat Summitt was going to be the keynote speaker, Lady Vols head coach, and I'm a big sports fan, all things. And so I was like, I got to go to that. And so I started. And since that very first one, I have never missed a fall conference at Tennessee Realtors. I've only missed 2 spring conferences. They used to call them, that's 10X. And then the National Realtors meetings. I forget when I started going on a regular basis, but I probably haven't missed one of those in the last 15 years. Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because I also am one that enjoy going to conferences, and because I definitely believe in leadership development and personal development. But tell me your experience. You haven't missed in years of these conferences. What I find is that there's more than just the agenda and more than the sessions. You get so much from interacting with your peers, meeting new people, and learning from them in the actual conversation. So tell us why you keep going back all these years.
So it's like the kind of family reunion you want to go to. It's all the people you want to hang out with and network with. And I have friends all over this country because of real estate, and definitely in every county, I feel like, in Tennessee. And it's a heartwarming event. I love going. I enjoy getting to hang out with all my real estate friends from all over Tennessee or all over the country.
Yeah. That interaction with your peers and meeting people and sharing ideas, I think is vital. And then the sessions are great too.
That's right. I love all the sessions. The speakers are great, keynote speakers, and then the educational sessions are always packed too.
Me also being a sports fan, as you mentioned your first conference there, and I won't put you on the spot to ask you something specifically that the great Pat Summitt said in that conference, but if you remember something from there, or just something that stuck with you over the years that you've heard from a keynote in one of these conferences.
Yeah, the big thing with Pat was I decided right there she could have done anything and would have been wildly successful, because just hearing her speak and her drive, yeah, she could have done anything. It didn't have to be basketball. It could have been anything. She'd have been wildly successful. And just took a few nuggets from that and thought, anybody that puts their mind to it and their head to it and gets to work can be successful in this business.
Awesome. Because, 2 things that I think really Pat embodied, right, is leadership and then, like you say, success. And those 2 things they travel, right? Like,
That's right.
yeah. Okay, so you talked about how you first got into the industry or decided to become an agent, and you talked about your journey through some of the conferences and meeting your peers. But what is the thing, or what was the moment where you realized that this is really going to be your thing, and you really decided to double down and commit fully?
Yeah, so it was actually probably a national, I know it was a national meeting. It would have been a fall conference, so a November conference for NAR. And me and a friend of mine, we went and we had tickets to go to the Women's Council of Realtors installation of officers. And there was a group of ladies from Florida that made us feel so welcome and just took us in. And we knew that was an organization we wanted to continue being a part of. And that was where a lot of my leadership training came from, was through Women's Council.
So tell us a little bit more about the Women's Council. What is it? And then, yeah, what are the differences between just being a realtor and then also obviously being in the Women's Council?
Yeah. So Women's Council of Realtors, it's a good training ground, like I said, for leadership, for committees, learning the proper way to hold a meeting, Robert's Rules of Order, but just, I know I keep saying it, but meeting management. I mean, they really taught us great skills. And the designation for Women's Council used to be LTG, the Leadership Training Guild, and now it's PMN, Performance Management Network. And so it has branched out. It's not only an excellent leadership training ground, but also for education. Some of the best leaders in the industry come out of Women's Council of Realtors.
Like I said, I'm really big on leadership, and yes, meeting management is such a huge thing. So let's talk a little. We've already talked a lot of leadership. Let's dig into that a little bit. So again, as the 3-time president here at UCAR, so walk us through what the scenario was to give the opportunity for you to be 3-time president, and then why you also stepped up each and every time to do that.
Well, the first time I was, I didn't have enough experience, to be honest, and I really don't remember a lot about it. You know, I got asked, and that's an old Women's Council thing. The task was to ask. And so I got asked or tapped on the shoulder. I'm like, sure, I can do this. But I was so green. I remember very little about that first year. So the second time I was asked was to serve was in 2020. So I would have started training for it as president-elect in 2019. And having all that experience under me, I was looked so forward to serving and really knowing what all it embodied that time. So I was really ready for it. And so 2020 rolled around and everything was off to a great start. And then COVID hit. And so everything changed and everything was kind of just frozen time. And so nobody really wanted to escalate the line and like move on up. So I volunteered. I said, well, I'll go ahead and stay president for one more year for 2021. And halfway through, I was like, what did I do? You know, because it's a lot of work. It's a big commitment, but it's very rewarding knowing that you're helping others.
So talk about your personal leadership style then, even in that or just throughout your brokerage. How has your leadership style evolved? Do you feel there is a need for leaders to evolve?
And I think it takes a lot of tenacity, you know, just have to stand and there's some adversity that will come your way, but you just always have to take the high road and just keep on smiling and, you know, continue being helpful because nobody means to be adversarial, I don't believe. It's just sometimes it happens that way. So keep on taking the high road and just keep encouraging others to do the same. And it all works out.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Okay, so let's get into some of, and I know this is a passion of yours, some of the impact that you've had, both in the industry and in the community. Serving as a county commissioner, talk to us about that. How long have you done it, and what is the job, and why do you continue to step up?
So I'm getting close to the end of my second term. I'm currently running for a third term.
Awesome.
For county commissioner, Putnam County in the 11th district. Again, I'll go back to Women's Council. I was at leadership, and they were like encouraging us not to just use all the skills and passion that we were learning through Women's Council, not just to serve only in real estate, but to get out in our communities, whether it be to serve on a committee, a city council, a county commission, you know, or even a higher office. So once my boys got on up in school, I guess I waited till I graduated high school. My youngest one was in college, it's when I decided now's my time. Stepped up and ran for county commission as an independent. I unseated the incumbents, which I was told that that would be a difficult job. But I think name recognition with the real estate industry really helped with that.
Yeah, and I would imagine in any race, unseating an incumbent is a difficult thing. I'm sure that, like you say, your name recognition and all the work you're doing in the community really played a part in that.
Yeah, because I mean, I've always, I tell everybody I'm a community cheerleader. I love getting out and helping volunteering in the community and showing our community off.
Let's talk for realtors specifically. What do you think that they should really know or understand about government, about county government and their local government, what it is that they do and why it's so important to stay involved and connected?
Absolutely. There are several committees that the public can get involved on at the city and the county level. So I would encourage anyone to look into that and check on what they can do to serve. Getting back to what we do, so at the county commission, we manage the budget for the county, make sure that there's dollars there to pay all the bills. And, you know, we're fortunate. Most of our departments, they're very good stewards with the money that they're given by the county. This year, I think it's going to be the same. I'm serving on budget committee this year, but we, the county commission, we also, again, like I said, manage the county budget, and then all of the local, all the county departments, all their budgets pass through the county. We don't set the tax rates. The state does that, but everybody, I think the county tax assessor just recently finished the new county tax appraisal. And so I think everybody's going to be getting letters next week with their showing how much their homes have appreciated in value. But don't get excited. The rates won't stay the same. So don't be figuring what your current value is or your new value is with what the current tax rate is, because that all has to get adjusted. So just give it a minute. They'll get the tax rate, new tax rate out, so it'll balance.
I'm glad you added that in there because I knew that everybody was already starting to calculate.
That's right.
So that's awesome that you, like you say, dedicate your time and help and serve the community through being a county commissioner. And I know you have a lot of other interests as well. For realtors in general, though, why do you think it's important to stay involved locally, even beyond, you know, the day-to-day of being a realtor?
Well, it's just a great way to network, for one. Getting out to like the chamber meetings and networking, whether it be the after hours Bizapalooza or the coffee chats, the meetings. And they have these signature luncheons where one day it may focus on education at the local, at the elementary, secondary, and college level. And then they'll do one where they bring in several of the city and county elected officials to talk about what's going on in the city and county, what's coming up, road projects, different things. Just keep showing the know what's going on.
So with all of your experience and all of the things that we kind of just talked to, what would you say is a couple of key advice that you would give to a newer agent, any newer agent walking into the industry right now?
Absolutely. I would say, besides getting involved in your community and building that sphere of influence, I would definitely recommend starting out with getting more education. I know that people are going like, oh, I just did 90 hours to get my license and you're saying I should do more. Yes. And a great place to start is a Tennessee Real Estate Educational Foundation program, which is the GRI, the Graduate of the Realtor Institute. And that is a fantastic program to start with. Well, it will get your feet good and wet, and you will learn so many things about all facets of real estate.
And it's good that you brought that up as a good foundation to get started in. And I'm going to take this moment for a shameless plug. We do have our GRI classes coming up this summer. So we had GRI, I think 101 last year. So we're going to do 2, 3, and 4 all this year. So, right.
They can mix them up, but they just have to complete all the modules.
All right. I had to take that opportunity. Now let's get back to, so just looking at the market though, and this is for the whole market and all of the agents, right? So like, what do you see out there that people should be really paying attention to right now?
I keep hearing a lot of people saying, oh, I'm waiting for the market crash. Well, the numbers just don't line up for there to be a market crash. We're looking at less than 2% nationwide foreclosure average, which is almost historically an all-time low. Those people that are renting need to get with a good realtor and a good mortgage lender to walk them through the steps. It's not near as expensive to get into a home as a lot of people believe. There's a lot of good programs out there. And they're like, well, the interest rate is hovering around 6%. That's right. But if you're renting, your interest rate's 100% because 100% of your money is going to nothing except, a roof over your head. Not to downplay that, but you're not really getting equity or wealth for yourself. And real estate's the easiest way to start accumulating wealth for your family and future generations.
Then going back to just kind of really succeeding in this business, in this profession, what do you see from agents who have been successful for a long time versus agents who come in and kind of struggle and maybe they stay, maybe they leave because of it?
The one thing is marketing and being consistent. You can't send out one mail out to your sphere of influence or the neighborhood that you're farming and go, well, I didn't get anything on that. You got to be consistent. I know there's one agent in town that a friend of mine years ago said, I think I have something from her in my mailbox every single week. And she built a real name for herself by doing that. You don't have to be from this area in order to be successful in real estate, but you've got to be determined and you've got to be consistent. You can't go send out one mailing or do one piece of marketing and go, well, I didn't get anything. Figure out what you can do, figure out what's in your budget to do very consistently, very frequently. And that's the thing you need to do to stand out and keep standing out.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, so from there, let's pivot a little bit and ask some personal questions here. So when you're not working, which I don't know, is there, what do you like to do when you're not on the job?
Okay. Although I'm usually still working, we love to be able to sit in a lake, boating, or camping. And that's some of our most favorite summer activities. We also enjoy biking, and anything we do has to involve our little 8.5-pound Shih Tzu Ollie. So he's usually with us after hours and on weekends, and so and I like to travel. I said I'm usually still working, but I don't mind. That's what I love about this industry. It's the only job I've ever had that I can be out of town on vacation and I work, and I don't mind it. It doesn't feel like work to me.
And that's the beautiful thing about doing something that you really genuinely love, right?
Yeah, I've never felt like it was. Every deal is different. I will never say I've seen it all because that's just not possible because of the human beings in this world.
Yeah, and I'm learning that that everything is just so different, and that's both is really great because it keeps things fresh and perspective, and you're learning, but it can be a little challenging sometimes when you think you know how something's going to go or should go.
Yeah, that's real estate on a daily basis. There's no such thing as an easy deal anymore. And if you get one and it gets to the closing table and you look back and go, wow, that one was not too tough. Okay. Because we're always kind of holding our breath until it's completely finished.
Because things can pop up at any time, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so UCAR serves a 9-county area here. So what's some of your favorite local spots across the Upper Cumberland?
It's got to be all the waterfalls.
Yeah.
Cummins Falls, Fall Creek Falls, Burgess Falls, just to name 3 of, 20-something within a 40-minute drive of Cookville.
It's amazing.
Virgin Falls, I could keep going if I just had to keep thinking, a Windacliff Falls. Yeah, all the falls. I tell anyone who's looking at East Cookville, I'm like, if you're looking for a big urban area that has all the top shopping and all the nightlife, we're not your place. But if you want to hike, bike, go camping, get back to nature, chase waterfalls, we got everything outdoors. We got it right here in the Upper Cumberland region.
And yes, I am learning that as I'm still relatively new here, still very new here, but yeah, trying to get out and enjoy some of the nature, and the waterfalls are so beautiful. As far as eating, restaurants, what's a couple of your favorite go-tos in the area?
Local, of course. I love Seven Senses. It's now Savor, Crawdaddy's, Father Tom's, 37-seater, World Foods, we're normally there by every Friday night, picking up pizza and taking home.
Yes.
So all things local. And of course, my favorite local spot is Soulcraft Coffee.
I have had a cup of coffee there once or twice myself, and it's very good.
Yeah. You know, my son and daughter-in-law, they own it, you know, so that may have a little bit to do with my partiality.
Oh, that makes sense. No, but they're awesome there, and I do like that place. Even before I found out that was your son and daughter-in-law. And so, how would your colleagues describe you if they had to describe you?
Probably the one thing I hear from them all the time is, how do you do everything that you do? I don't think about it. I just do it. And so that's probably the number one thing, because I hear it all the time is, I don't know how you do it all. I'm probably not doing it all, but yeah, I just seem to fit a lot of stuff in.
Okay, so thank you, Kathy. This has been great. I really enjoyed sitting down and talking with you today. We would like to end each episode with something we call the Market Minute Mic Drop. If you could leave realtors with one piece of advice or just one mindset to carry forward that would really help them in their careers, what would it be?
Take all the education you can take. You're helping folks with the largest single investment they ever make. And I think you need to be top of your game. And I believe in education and learning all you can learn about our industry to make you the best.
That's amazing. Kathy, thank you again for your leadership, time, and everything you do for our association and for the community.
Thank you for having me this afternoon.
I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning into the UCAR Market Minute, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.